Alrighty. Welcome back to the channel. You know I don't like long introductions, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. Ask the universe, ancestors, God, help me deliver a message to the collective that'll help them transform, which will also help the collective transform. Okay. So we have someone who is given an opportunity, but they don't want the opportunity. They don't see it as valuable. They don't see it as something that is important to them. In fact, it seems like this person is more distracted, like they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan, but they're moving forward. With no plan, they're moving forward. And this is going to cause some instability for them. They're going to walk into a situation where they don't have the foundation that they need. This is an environment where somebody might be struggling a little harder, but someone is distracting themselves. They also didn't thoroughly plan. Someone was given an offer, but they turned it down. Or this is y'all. If you get an offer, do not turn it down. There's an offer of something. It may not feel like something's coming, but turning it down with no plan, you are going to move forward, but you're not going to have the abundance that you wanted. And you're not going to be you're not going to feel emotionally fulfilled. This is going to be this group, this collective has an opportunity. Like you're right there. You're about to make this decision. Do not turn down this offer, because this could fuck up your stability. Like right now, this is what I see in my head. Right now, this is where you are. You're in this 9 of Pentacles position where you're good. You're good on your own. You're chilling. You're fine. But if you make the wrong decision, you could end up the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. You're not going to have the stability that you want. And especially not alone. This is being able to be independent and be on your own and be successful. And you're not going to be able to do this on your own anymore if you don't accept this offer. Now, this does not mean go back to somebody who is abusive and toxic. And I'm not saying that whatsoever. If somebody's abusive and toxic, you need to leave 100%. Well, this is a lie. This is too many. It's too many. I'm going to pick up the first one. But you have the Knight of Pentacles coming towards you. You just have to be careful about dismissing an opportunity like you don't see it as worthwhile. You don't see it as something that is deserving. But the thing is, it's going to be moving real slow, but you're going to feel like in this poverty mindset. And it's because someone didn't plan appropriately when someone decided they weren't going to take an offer, and they didn't even plan for anything. They just kept on moving. So like the instability is going to come if there's no plan behind it, especially if you dismiss an offer that the universe is trying to give you. The universe is going to put something in this person's lap. But if somebody denies it and distracts themselves and chooses not to plan, they are going to move. This might be a Cancer, by the way. They are going to move forward, or have someone has Cancer placements. They are going to move forward into poverty. It might not be extreme poverty, but somebody's going to be living paycheck to paycheck. And this is not going to bring emotional fulfillment. Somebody's on the precipice or the cusp, or whatever you want to call it, of like no longer being able to do things on their own. It's going to be a little bit of money. It's going to be really, really slow, but it's going to be hard times. And someone's going to feel like they're stuck, like there's nothing they can do. But they got to stand their ground. They're going to have to keep fighting. Don't miss out on that opportunity, though. I'll tell you that one. This person eventually is going to come out of that energy. They're going to be in this somebody's going to have to do things on their own. Like if you choose not to take this offer, you're going to have to start planning and become your own boss. The Page of Swords in reverse. There's a mess. Somebody might be spying. Or you might be spying. Or there's somebody out there who may know somebody who has boss energy, who might be spying on this person. I heard one of those like, my enemies, like they see me lose. My enemies are seeing me, watching me lose. You let my enemies watch me lose. Yeah, buddy. I think that somebody's gonna have to, if someone chooses not to take this offer, somebody is going to have to be their own like boss, go into a business of their own. It might be of a little idea and it might not feel like anything, but if you plant the seeds, you'll be able to get that reward. Hold on. Ugh. Lord have mercy, it is hot. I just want to make sure I'm right when it comes to this one. I think what's stopping someone from becoming, like if you've already gone through this where you realize you're going to have to be a boss of your own, someone's not very like clear on what to do. Like they have a hard time figuring out what they need to do. But you have to start something somewhere, especially if you turn down an offer already. You have to start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. It may not be what you want, but it has to be somewhere. And somebody may be spending too much time worried about what they lost. So somebody might be spending too much time worried about this opportunity that they missed out on. Like someone realized a little bit too late that this was actually a really good opportunity for them. And like they didn't have a backup plan. They just, Lord. They kept moving forward. And it caused some instability. Because somebody was too busy in their head about something. Someone was up having nightmares, couldn't sleep, like stressed out. Someone had an opportunity, and now because they didn't take it, they're spending a lot of time thinking about it. Someone realized a little bit too late that the opportunity that was given to them, that they had it in their hand, they just didn't value it. Someone decided to move forward and just like party. And this is not a bad thing. Like somebody was enjoying themselves. They moved forward. They thought they were gonna have a good time. They thought they were gonna like collaborate with somebody and have like this meaningful thing. And I'm not gonna say that it wasn't meaningful, because it looks like it was meaningful. Someone did have a lot of fun, but this fun that they thought that they were gonna have caused them some instability. And it wasn't as emotionally fulfilling as they thought it was. This might be an Aquarius. Yeah, it wasn't as fulfilling as they thought it was going to be, because it really wasn't their destiny. It really was. So, like, I mean, it was coming to an end. It was coming to an end. And somebody wanted to hold on to something else. They devalued the thing that the universe was trying to give them. And another thing with the Nine of Pentacles is that someone didn't want to go off on their own. So it seems like somebody had an opportunity to actually be in this Nine of Pentacles where they had things on their own. They were moving forward. And they just didn't want to either. Yeah. So a Virgo might be involved. Somebody's going to spend some time thinking about why They're afraid to be single, or why were they afraid to take this opportunity that was going to move them forward in a better way. And it's like this person was still receiving something, but it's not fulfilling them. And it's very, very, very slow. But this is stable energy. So someone was sad because they weren't getting what they wanted quick enough. It made somebody feel left out in the cold. So I'm starting to think that this Knight of Pentacles card and this Four of Cups card is related. Like somebody didn't choose the opportunity because it was coming too slow, but they didn't even have a plan. And now they're crying over it and they're upset about it. But it was like a short-term fun. Someone kept moving forward. A short-term fun, it caused instability. It wasn't emotionally fulfilling because it wasn't really a part of the complete destiny. Like some people think that, oh, my end game is this, but it wasn't their end game. Like whatever path this person chose wasn't the end game. And they didn't want to be in this kind of independent energy. And now they're going to have to think a little bit more about the situation because, they were unhappy with the slow movement of something that was going to actually be stable for them. And they're going to start to realize that everything is not fine. This person isn't like drowning, but they are living paycheck to paycheck. Someone needs to find a way to balance out this kind of like this poverty. That's weird. Two of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. Give me some insight on that. Two of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so things are about to take a turn. It's about to change a little bit. Someone's going to have a little bit more stability. I can't say little because it seems like things are about to take a turn, which is good, which is going to help somebody be more stable. So we have the Eight of Swords down here. Give me some insight on that. Somebody's finally going to see something that they didn't see before. Like the secrets are going to come out. Something was hidden and it's no longer going to be hidden from this person. I really hope this is making sense for y'all. It's because someone was trying to fight to stay in a situation with somebody or something that was just reckless. Or somebody was fighting to stay reckless themselves. They wanted to move impulsively and they didn't want to walk away from the impulsive decisions that they made. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of one time I was dating this person and they pulled into a parking space, but they pulled in such a weird way. And I was like, it's okay, you could just back up. And they were like, nope, I already committed. Even though it was I was thinking about, I was like, okay, like you don't have to continue to commit. You could just pull out and then pull back in. It was such a weird thing, but this person seems like they're determined. They're determined to fight and stand their ground in a bad decision that they made, a very impulsive decision about not moving forward, not finding their happiness. I'm gonna have to listen to this one when I'm done. I need to make sense to me. I'm gonna have to re-listen to this one. Now someone is forced to go on their own to get into this Emperor type of energy. Someone's forced to go on their own and move forward. It is a little energy and someone feels a little confused about what they should do, but someone is going to get an idea. Someone's going to get a spark of like an idea, which is going to help them because it's going to help them plant the seeds and actually move forward in a better way for them financially and stability wise. Yeah. So somebody has a decision to make, or somebody has already decided to make a decision, and this is going to help them become more emotionally stable. Ooh, tell me more about this situation. This is going to help push somebody forward when it comes to their passion. Like somebody's going to be very passionate. It's not as small as the is the Page. It's the Knight, so it has a little bit of maturity behind it, but there's a lot of like, not a lot, but there is passion. Like someone's going to be moving passionately, and someone's finally going to come out of this like feeling betrayed energy and distracting themselves from the betrayal, which is good. You got to see the situation as it truly is, not for what you want it to be. Sorry, I gotta light another candle. Hold on. Of course, I almost burned myself, per usual. Always doing something crazy. Always. Like how it's crooked. That's a little better. Somebody didn't feel very passionate about what was being offered to them at the very beginning. Like someone thought that that passion was going to lead them in the right direction. And unfortunately, passion is nice, but it doesn't always mean you're going to go in the right direction. So someone left a situation because they felt like they weren't that passionate about it. And this might not be a person, this might be an actual like offer of like a career offer. But this also might be somebody that they was like, I'm passionate about this other person. But then you gotta realize, you know, that beating in your chest when you're super excited about somebody, that's not always an indication that that person is for you. You shouldn't feel like completely nothing for someone, but you shouldn't feel so overwhelmed by somebody's presence either. You should feel stable. You should feel like, oh, this person is a person, I'm a person, I want to get to know them as a person. Like all that passion will make you very blind to the situation. It'll make you very blind to who somebody really is. And sometimes everything that glitters isn't gold. And I feel like this person low-key knew this. Like this person knew that this person wasn't that good for them. And they waited around. And they didn't want it to end, and they waited around. When they should have been actually patient with the other opportunity. Someone did move forward, but they moved forward into instability. They should have been patient. I'm just kind of throwing the cards anyways. They should have been patient with the thing they had. Now they have to be even more patient. But there is a project coming up, a group project and a partnership. Someone's going to be able to find their peace and happiness, because sometimes we just make mistakes. Like sometimes it's not malicious. Like you think that this is the best decision for you, and it turns out it's not the best decision for you. And then you realize that investing in someone who has who has not the same, but who is on equal playing field with you is a lot better. And this may require some patience as well. But somebody didn't want to go off on their own for a little bit. And I think someone's going to be forced to go off on their own for a little bit. But if you have enough patience, you're going to run into somebody that you're going to be able to work with properly. You're going to be able to teach them, and they're going to be able to teach you. They're actually going to have something to offer. And this time, you're going to realize that you don't have to be extremely passionate about everything. This person is passionate, yes, but they're not passionate to the point where they cannot see, where they're not blinded by their passion. They understand that their passion has direction. Their passion has authority. They are in control of their passion. They're in control of where they're going to go. Their passion doesn't control them. They're in control of their passion. They're in control of their feelings, how they're going to move forward. Ooh. We got a Queen of Wands, we got a King of Wands. So we are dealing with somebody, this is a romantic reading. So this is about somebody who didn't want to accept something else, and they moved forward with someone without a plan. Like, this person didn't have a plan at all. They moved forward with somebody and it caused them instability. They missed out on an opportunity, and it caused them, like, and the thing is, they may not have been single, but they felt like they were doing everything by themselves. And they had some stability coming in, but it was very slow, like a trickle. And it made somebody feel like they were stuck in poverty. This person was stuck in their head. This person felt like they had to fight for every little thing. And now what's calling to them is to move forward in a very, like, independent way, like they were originally supposed to. This Nine of Pentacles, they were supposed to move in that way. And now they actually have to be boss. So again, this might be someone who has to be their own boss. Or this might be someone who has to be okay with being by themselves and being the boss of their life, instead of depending on somebody else that wasn't good for them. Yeah, buddy. Somebody has to have the courage to sneak away. The Seven of Swords to me is always a sneaky energy, but in this reading, I'm getting somebody needs to sneak the fuck away. Whatever the situation is that you done got yourself into because you didn't listen to your higher self, go ahead and sneak away, baby. I feel a lot of times people don't realize when you're dealing with people who are not the best for you, and I mean manipulative people. If somebody is being manipulative to you, there's no reason to be honest with those people. You think that you're gonna win a fucking trophy for being moral to a person who's not moral? You're not. You're gonna win the Boo Boo the Fool prize. That's what you're gonna win, because they're just gonna use your kindness. They're gonna use your fairness against you. You can't be fair with everybody. You can't. You can't be fair with everybody. You're gonna have to make your plans like you were supposed to in the beginning. Someone offered you a way to be stable. Someone offered you a way to be emotionally stable. And it may not have been with a person. It may have actually been somebody offered you a plan to get out of this situation. But you chose not to make a plan to move forward with this person who caused you instability. Because there is a queen of wands and a king of wands out in this bitch. And we also have the Two of Cups. So this has to deal with romance. Like, somebody chose a person and they had somebody else was like, hey, look, have a backup plan. And somebody chose not to have a backup plan, and they was moving forward, and they feel stuck in their head, and they feel like they have to fight for everything, and now they have to stand on business. You gotta have courage. Plant the seeds. Make a plan for yourself and escape. Do what you gotta do. Stop trying to be fair to people who are not gonna be fair to you. Especially in this day and age. People are trying to be moral to people, and to people who are just not moral. Anything else? Yeah, somebody's going to have to be strategic. They're going to have to be in their King of Swords era where they have to think things through. This may actually be really, really tricky. This reminds me of somebody who has to plan their escape away from somebody who's abusive. And this might not be abusive in the sense that somebody put their hands on you, but they might be abusive in an emotional or mental way. Like, this might be somebody who would, like, if y'all get a divorce, they'll take you for everything that you got. Like, they'll take the dog, they'll take the cat, they'll take the house, they'll take your shoes, they'll take your socks. Hell, they'll fucking take your fucking tampons if they got to. Or your fucking baseball cards. Like, this person will take you for everything that's important to you. Because they're petty. It's a petty energy. That's what the Queen of Wands is. A very petty energy. So you may have to sneak out of this situation. It may not be for you. Yeah, this person is unhappy. Of course they're unhappy. I don't know who told you at the beginning of this that you needed a plan, but you should have listened to that person. That person had your back. That person had your best interest at heart. Why didn't this person listen to the person? Why didn't they listen? They didn't want to go. I'm sorry, this card popped out so quick. They didn't want to leave. They didn't want to move on. They didn't want to do it. They said, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Lord, I can't do it. Now you got to do it. Do it to him. Do it to him. They had to do it to you. Do it to you. Mm-hmm. Do what I gotta do. And someone made a bad decision. That's really lit. Someone made a bad judgment call. They didn't want to move forward. They made a bad decision. And yeah, that's just, it is how it is. So if this person walks away, and I think this person needs to sneak away. So if this person sneaks away from this person, should I ask, what is the best way to do it? Tell me what's ahead of them, because if they put in, they'll get what they want. Okay, for some of y'all, what's ahead of you? If you sit and wait around, you're not gonna get anything. And if you give to this person, you're not gonna get anything. This is what's the future. This is what is ahead. If you decide to wait for this person to change, your ships are not gonna come in. You're just gonna be emotionally unstable, and you're not gonna be happy. But if you put in the hard work for yourself, make a plan for yourself, and actually work on that plan, and take a break from this person. Take a fucking break. Like, you need a rest from this person. This person's like a fucking energy vampire. If you take a break from this person, you'll be able to get your 7 of Pentacles at the end. Because you're going to be putting into yourself. You'll have justice. You'll have justice. Justice will be on your side, and that's going to carry you forward. But you gotta take a break from this person. If that's what you gotta say for this person, like some of y'all just need to be like, hey, I just want a little break. All these things have had, whatever you need to say to get out of this person's clutches, that's what you need to do. Anything else? Anything else you want to say to the collective? Don't be foolish. Don't be foolish. I think some of y'all are hoping that this person will change at some point. But someone's core values, if someone has a core value, it is very hard for them to change. If you see somebody repeating the same behavior over and over again, and they justifying their actions, it's because it's a part of who they are at their core. And you need to stop being foolish about what you're going to get from the situation. Stop being foolish. You're a fool. You're a fool. You're going to be this person's fool forever if you don't do something. Yeah. This person ain't got nothing to give you for real. They're not even walking in your direction. They're not coming to give you nothing. And yet you're married to this person, or you're in some type of bond with this person. This was a very foolish decision to make. Like, if you got married to this person, I mean, you can't change the past, so it is what it is. But you need to let go of the situation, because that person ain't coming to give you nothing. You have abundance coming your way, but you gotta let go of the situation first and walk away. Tired of these walk away conversations. Lord, give me something else. What else is there to hope for this person? What else is there? Okay. You're going to get some abundance. This person, whoever this is, the abundance is going to come in. The universe wants to give it to you, just like the universe wanted to give it to you earlier. But you ain't want to take it. So this time, like I said earlier, you don't want to miss out on the opportunity. Whatever the universe is trying to give you, think about it. Think about it first before you brush it off. Think about it. Because the other opportunity that you take, you may be okay with it for a while. And it may not bring you immense depression, but it might put you out. So you have to actually plan. Like somebody wasn't planning properly. Someone made a decision and they didn't plan. It's because somebody didn't see value in what somebody else was trying to offer them. And this is me not saying that, oh, you need to take everybody. Like if somebody's giving you a love offer and you don't want it, that's okay for you not to take it. But in this situation, somebody went with somebody else. They didn't want what was offered to them, and they went in another direction, and the other direction caused them to be unstable. You might have been a little bit happy for a little bit. You know what? That reminds me of that same people be like, oh, you know, when it's good, it's good, but when it's bad, it's bad. Nah, baby. Nah, baby. That's a part of an addiction. That's exactly what that is. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. And yeah, have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. I'll catch you in the next one.